Hi everyone, Peter Grade here from the Purple House Wellness Center in Forth. Today we want to share a story with you what happens if you drive or if something goes wrong because you've got the handbrake on. Do you want to tell the story? Or Pete had a little bit of a near disaster last week.
I had to drive my youngest son's bus, motorhome, to get it weighed and then to take it to the mechanic. And we just had it weighed on the weighbridge and I was going to follow him to the mechanic. I thought I'd taken the handbrake off, or the air brake, and went to let out the clutch and the bus almost stalled. So instead of letting it stall, I put my foot on the clutch again, and then all the dials, the oil pressure just went to zero, and the bus
lost all its power.
Yeah, lost all its power. It wouldn't rev or anything. And then Tom jumped out of his ute. He was in front of me, and he went like this to stop the engine. So I stopped the engine. He had seen white smoke coming out of the air intake at the back of the bus. Anyway, Tom rang the mechanic who had serviced his bus for him, the engine, and he gave a bit of a chuckle on the end of the phone. He said, "Oh yeah, that can happen when you put your clutch in, when it goes to stall, the engine can run backwards. It kicks over backwards instead of
forwards.
Going forwards, and it'll drain. It sends the oil pump backwards as well and can drain the engine of oil and everything, and then pretty well screw it all the insides up." But he said all you have to do is switch it off, wait a little while and turn it back on again. Just make sure you've got plenty of oil in the engine and everything should be fine. And it was, thank goodness.
Yeah, but you were a bit scared to turn your key again, weren't you?
Well, it was, yeah, but so we didn't know that could happen with his engine in his bus.
Yeah. So everyone, by the way, was nail biting. Just to give you a little bit of a backstory, because Tom and Lucie, Tom is our youngest son and his wife and 3 kids, they sold their house and bought this bus, an old school bus that Tom converted, and they put all their savings into it. So Tom has been working away, chipping away now for 1.5 years. And Lucie and the kids have kind of been surviving in the background, and it's their dream to travel around Australia or to chase the sunshine, work and live a simple life. And so the bus is nearly finished, and we know it's taken all their savings and everything is got. And then just because Pete anyway, the tiny little mishap, then because the handbrake was on and then he put in the clutch and everything, and he nearly blew up the motor, which fried the insides of the bus. So the moral of the story is today, and by the way, it's a very powerful engine because it could hold, it's a school bus that probably used to hold 60. A Redline coach. Yeah. So the moral of the story is, because Pete and I love to talk about health and how things relate to your health. You could have really, really good genes. You could have been born with a fantastic body, like a great legacy from your parents. But if you do just a tiny little thing wrong and the alarm bells start to go off in your body, and you notice this, like you're starting to get like little signs and symptoms, don't keep pushing your way forward, right? Because that's when everything starts to go backwards. And even in Chinese medicine, and I've studied Chinese medicine, I work with energy, so does Peter, as part of what we do. If you get sick, often people come to me who are sick, all their meridians are flowing backwards. So your meridians are your energetic lines that deliver energy to your body. They're very real, they can be measured with electrical tools and stuff like that. So when people are sick or you're stressed, even if you're caught up in a drama or a shock, the meridians start to flow backwards. So, and then of course everything in your life becomes huge effort, right? Yeah. So also in health, what does it look like if you are driving with your handbrake on, or you? So the moral of the story is really that Peter and Tom didn't know that when the bus stalls, you have to cut it out, like you turn the key off and you let it stall, right? And you turn everything off. You don't ride it out, like in a normal car.
I tried to prevent it stalling by putting the clutch in, and then the engine kicked over backwards.
Yeah. So, so often, and this was the case with Peter and me too, when we had when we hit big obstacles in our life, or we just felt like we're in a holding pattern here and things are not moving forward, whether it was our money or our health, we reached a plateau and things are not going forward, that means some information is missing and you need some help, right? You need to know what's going on in your body, because you need to know how to drive your car, which is your body, which is your most precious, unique vehicle, body, creation, the one and only. There's only one model. That's you, what you've got today. And
so sometimes even in our health, things start going backwards. They don't go the right way, and we wonder what's happening. I had a guy come to me who had chronic reflux for years.
Yeah, 10 years or more.
And he didn't know he'd been on medication to fix it for a while, but then it was because it was working backwards instead of forwards, the mechanism of digestion. So I recommended a few things to help a healthy digestive system get even healthier, and one thing, the beet flow gets the bile flowing from the liver, so it neutralises the stomach acid, and that was refluxing back up through the stomach and causing a lot of problems.
Exactly, that's right.
And it just needed a little switch to get it healthy again, and he was without his reflux. Yeah.
He's going really strong, still going strong now, right? So it's often people think, oh, this is a huge problem, because even little problems in your body can be extremely painful and blocking your health and happiness and your vitality, drain your energy. And often it's not massive at all, it's just a little tweak, but it's actually the knowledge part that you're missing, right? So that's why we put out videos and all the rest, and we're working on a membership platform that you can join, where you can be a private member, where we can explain things in a lot more detail, and that's coming out soon, so we'll keep you posted on that. So our specialty is really for when our clients come to us, we meet you where you're at, basically, right? And if you understand what we're trying to say here, so we meet you where you're at, so we don't expect you to be your best self. Sometimes when we have clients booked in, they cancel and they say, oh, I'm just cancelling because I'm feeling so terrible. But that's actually the time when you do need to come. Like, you don't need to wait till you feel better. The whole point is that Peter and I can actually look into your body, like Peter does lots of tests with urine, saliva, and we look at the live blood as well under the microscope, which is really, really interesting. So he runs a series of chemical tests that tell Peter exactly how well your kidneys or liver or stomach or any part of your body is working, or if it's not working, and he can tell you what your Achilles heel is, what your weakest link is, because your body will only be ever as strong as your weakest link. You've heard that saying, and that is so, so true, isn't it? Because with every decision you make, or wherever you go, you have to consider your weakest link all the time. You're conscious of it. And as soon as you heal your weakest link, if you find out what it is, then you can absolutely enjoy your life.
Steam ahead.
Yeah, you're in the express lane on the road. All right, so that's just what we were talking about. Is there anything else?
We help you take that handbrake off properly, so the engine won't stall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Peter and I have got lots of experience, what sets us apart from other experts in the health and transformational field is that Peter and I have been seeing thousands upon thousands upon thousands of clients week in, year in, year out. We've had many businesses ourselves, successful businesses. We've helped clients overcome all sorts of obstacles. It doesn't matter per se if it's your body. So we are known, of course, for helping people have better wellness. But Peter and I, we can also help you if you feel like your relationship's got the handbrake on. We can get to the bottom of that, and also with your money. So I also coach people to multiply their money and to support them to be open to receiving money. So because it all comes from the same inner workings, the inner being, like it all comes from you. Your inner being is literally creating your external reality. And so the difficulty for most people is knowing what's going on behind the scenes with their innermost being. Because people think, oh, I know what I think, and I practice the law of attraction, and I do positive thinking, and I know what I'm feeling, but it's still not working for me. But the thing is, our most dominant thoughts are not the thoughts that we think, right? They're not the thoughts that we're conscious of.
You've probably heard of the subconscious. That's what we're talking about, and that's 98% or more.
99.9%, and that's also the realm of emotions. So the emotions, nobody's been trained in emotions. So that's a really minefield, of course, from where people get bogged down and stuck as well. But emotions are energy emotions, so they provide the energy for the forward movement in your life, right? So if the handbrake is on, it's always an emotional blockage somewhere due to trauma in your life, and we can find and tell you where that trauma is and then help to dissolve it very, very quickly. So that's basically what we do. So we're very happy to have worked with clients for 23 years already. It's what we feel passionate about. So please don't be like Peter driving the precious school bus, and don't turn your life into a calamity. It's better if you have joy and adventure.
Yeah, and it would have been good if Tom and I had known that would happen.
Mm-hmm.
And we're also here to help you understand your body working and properly.
The information that's missing, because it's not your body's fault really, there's this big piece of information missing. So luckily Tom ran the mechanic, so help is just always one phone call away, right? So we can be your mechanic in this case. In many cases we are the mechanic. So Peter also does this awesome service, it's called the biomedics. We used to call it biomedics.
Full health analysis.
Yeah. Or complete health analysis. That is probably one of the most favorite treatments that Peter does, and it goes for like 2 or 3 hours. You're in the room with him, he explains everything, all the findings, then he does all the tests. And then you also get the report, and you really know, it's like a full printout of what your body, where your body is at. So that's also really good. Everyone really...
And how to improve.
Yeah, exactly. How to change your life, really. It's life-changing. So that's like looking under the bonnet. So if you're interested in that, I'll put a link as well in and or around the video somewhere. Thanks everyone for watching. Hope you have a really great week. And big love from us. See you everyone. Bye.